is coming up next.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Hey, it's time for Financial Focus. Analyst Steve Buden is here. He's cleared his throat.
Yes.
He's all ready for a good financial focus on this Monday. We're talking about trade in Las Vegas and talking about how the trade wars kind of impact us here. Obviously, we depend a lot on gaming.
Yeah.
So how will it affect us?
Yeah, we have a slow week financially with the July 4th holiday right in the middle of the week. So I've gotten a lot of emails from viewers trying to help explain what this trade tension, how it impacts us,
Right.
and in Vegas and as a country. So locally, you know, we don't make automobiles, we don't make whiskey, we don't produce soybeans, but what we produce is gaming. And for the larger gaming companies in Vegas, more than half of their revenue comes from Macau now. Macau is a Chinese enclave, so the fear is that if this trade escalation keeps going, you know, the Chinese might restrict visitation to Macau, which certainly could impact our local gaming companies. Now, it hasn't happened yet, but as I've said before, the markets try to look forward and anticipate what could happen, and fear is never a good thing to have in markets. So we'll keep an eye on it, but the local gaming stocks really have gotten hit recently because of this fear that the Chinese could exact revenge.
Yeah, really interesting. And
Yeah.
how about consumer prices? Those
Yeah.
are up. And so what does that mean when it comes to inflation
Right.
and tariffs and all that good stuff? We hear a lot about tariffs lately.
Yeah, and tariffs basically are taxes on imported goods, and we can't directly relate the inflation numbers to the tariff talk just yet. But you know, think about any time you are going to buy a refrigerator or a car or anything that President Trump has mentioned as adding some taxes on. That's what a tariff is. It's a tax on an imported good. It doesn't really do consumers very good. Now, they're playing a dangerous game of chicken here because they keep talking about the tariffs. Depending on how expensive prices get, people will stop shopping.
Right.
And that's really the fear that, again, that the markets have. You're seeing the inflation numbers begin to ramp up. We hopefully will see cooler heads prevail, but the more expensive goods get, the less people will pay for them.
And we were talking about manufacturing. That's up too. Cars, washers, dryers, heavy-duty items.
Right.
And so that's a good thing?
It's a great thing as long as the tariff and trade talk stays down. The manufacturing numbers came out today, very good. So the economy is still humming along pretty well. But again, if people stop shopping, these manufacturing numbers could get hit. If the manufacturing goes down, then people will be laid off and they potentially could lose jobs. So all of this is interconnected. And again, hopefully in the long run, and I truly believe this, in the long run, you know, cooler heads will prevail. But both countries and even the Europeans now, they're playing a dangerous game of one-upsmanship on taxing things, and that does nobody any good.
Yeah, we got about 30 seconds, but we had talked about the consumer confidence being up. Do you think this will change any of that? I mean, because I know we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
It certainly could. And again, if people go to the stores and see prices going up, that confidence can get shaken. If that confidence gets shaken, they stop spending money, and that again doesn't do anybody any good.
No.
Again, hopefully, you know, the strength of the economic advisors will hopefully come through here and realize that nobody wins in this trade war.
Right. Sometimes when you have to pick those big items, you kind of pick and choose. Well, I don't really need that just yet. I can wait another year till I get a washer or whatever.
That's right.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve Buden with Financial Focus, and we'll see you next week.
Sure.
Stay with us.